What should the fans expect from Umar March 2nd, though?
They can expect the champ, this heir to that throne coming. And people beware, because he's that heir to that throne. He's coming.
Helen Yee here in Las Vegas. Always great to be joined by the one and only Coach Javier Mendez. Always great to see you, and I'm happy to see that you're back from Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, I'm here for about 1 month now. I'm here 2 weeks. I'm going to be here a month for Umar's fight, March 2nd.
So how was your trip? Because last time we spoke, it was right before you were leaving town for Islam's fight, the rematch against Volkanovski, UFC 294. And I think, were you there like for the past few months straight?
I've been there the last 4 months after. Yeah, I just got back 2 weeks ago and straight to Las Vegas here to train Umar. But yeah, I've been in Dubai and Abu Dhabi all this time.
So I'm assuming by now you probably have a nice apartment there.
I do, but I've never been there. I have a place there, but I've never been there.
Wow. Apartment, house, beachside.
It's a 2-bedroom apartment, but it's in Abu Dhabi. I haven't been there.
So when's the next time you're going back then?
After this fight, I go home for about 4 days, and I go back to Abu Dhabi, Dubai, to finish up some business things I've been trying to work on.
You're barely even at your real home.
Yes, I'm going to be barely at home, but I need to accomplish these things, like it's like anything. When you're a coach, you have to make sure your fighter's ready for everything, prepared to get that world title. And in business, it's the same, so I have to be ready to be there to snatch up the opportunities that come my way. And the opportunities that I worked to come my way, I need to be there. So that's why I have to go back.
Well, I'm glad to hear that business seems to be going well. And every time you're in Abu Dhabi, you're always posting good food. So I'm glad that you're eating well, but you look great.
Yeah, I've been, I've been on a diet, and meaning eating less. And that's the diet. I eat whatever I want, but I just eat less.
That's a secret, right?
Yeah, that is the secret. Working out, eating less, and more protein.
Oh, yeah. Hey, we all like protein. What's your favorite?
Don't really have a favorite. Maybe salmon. Salmon. I like salmon. Salmon and rice is really good.
Yeah. The schmo, he loves salmon too.
Yeah, that's probably why I like the schmo. He likes salmon.
But you know what? We just drove back this morning from UFC 298 in Anaheim. Yesterday, Ilia knocks Alex Volkanovski out in the second round. What was your initial reaction?
I didn't know what was going to happen, but I wasn't surprised that it did happen, only because, Ilias is really, really sharp with his boxing. And I did an interview where I comment that he's got better boxing. And, of course, people ripped me for it. And I said, he's a better boxer. He's tighter. His defense is tighter. He's got better moves, Volkanovski makes a lot of mistakes. And I know. We fought him twice, so I know he makes mistakes. I've seen it, And the thing of it is, though, can Ilias take over that experience that Alex has? Alex got enormous experience, and he's beat the best of the best. He's definitely the greatest featherweight of all time. But I just felt that Ilias could do it, and he did. So I wasn't shocked. I definitely didn't think it was going to end like the way it did, right? But I did think it could.
But a lot of people now are saying, did Alex kind of come back too soon? He fought Islam, where he got knocked out by Islam at UFC 294 only 4 months ago. In your opinion, do you think he came back too soon, or do you think that had nothing to do with it?
That's a tough question, because I'm not in the gym with him. That's a question his coaches can answer much better than I can, because they can tell you what they have. They can tell you, they know exactly what kind of fighter they have ready for a title fight, and they can tell you if it's the same guy or he's a little less, because I could tell you with my guys if we're the same or not the same. I can tell you, for instance, the second time around with Islam was a whole different story with how he was mentally and physically. So I could tell you that, but because I'm on the inside, but I couldn't tell you on the outside. So I couldn't tell you if Alex took that fight too soon or was he ready. I don't know. That's something his corner can tell us better than I can.
But leading into that fight week, I did see that there was a post that Islam, he sent Alex's daughters like toys.
Yeah. Well, it was because his daughter was talking about if someone breaks in, I'm afraid. And then Alex was saying, well, don't worry, your daddy's, you can take care of you. And then his daughter goes, well, what about Islam Makhachev? So Alex posted that, and it was very funny. And so then Islam, because he heard that, he sends her some toys and stuff, so she wouldn't fear him. I thought that was pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's so sweet. And I know the fans, they love it when you share the Khabib stories. And, now we're able to see a bit more of Islam and his personality. So do you have any favorite Islam stories that the fans may not know of?
Not really, because he's just so nice. He just does things. He'll bring me gifts. The unexpected gifts. When he comes and visits from when he was doing in training camps, he'd bring me something really nice. Very thoughtful of him. He's always very considerate. Islam has always had that. Very quiet though. He's not very vocal about it. He's very, very quiet.
But he seems like he has a good sense of humor and got some jokes in him.
He's got a great sense of humor, but it's not as flamboyant as Khabib. Khabib's got the great catch lines. Islam is very funny, but very, very under the, he's a little under, but he's still very funny.
And I know the fans, they're excited to watch for his return. Is it safe to say we'll see him return in June?
I would probably assume June on up, yeah. I would think so, because Ramadan ends April, right? April 9th or April 10th. So then after that, he'd probably want 2 months. So you're talking, I would assume probably June on up. I would think so. Hopefully he can get 2 fights, but let's see what the UFC can plan for him.
Anyone in particular you'd like to see him fight?
No. Doesn't matter. Whoever Islam wants to fight is who I want to fight. I mean, ideally, he wanted to fight for the welterweight title, to get to win 2 titles. But the UFC, I'm sure, has got, they got to have the lightweight title resolution taken care of by the next, title challenger. So I don't think that's going to happen. I think maybe if we get by the next guy, whoever it is, which it doesn't matter, whether it be Charles, whether it be Justin, whoever the UFC puts in front of Islam's going to accept. So that's not the point. The matters is we got to get through them, and then after that, let's hopefully, maybe they'll give him a reward and say, hey, let's go after the welterweight title, because that's what Islam eventually wants.
Yeah, the champ status.
Of course. I mean, that's what we all strive for: legacy fights, right? And now he's the champ, and now it's a legacy fight. So it would be great to have that under his belt, but we need to not jump ahead. We got to focus on whoever they give us next.
Well, last night in the post-fight press conference, Dana White did mention that there were 3 names that were offered to Leon Edwards for UFC 300, but obviously, Leon's not going to fight, but he accepted those 3 names. You just brought up how, Ramadan's in April, so is it safe to say that Leon was never offered to Islam at 170 for UFC 300?
I can't say that because I don't know. I'm never privy to what's going on. So that's something Ali can allude to. For me, no, I cannot. I can tell you that based upon when it is, that would be a no for Islam, because he would need more time to prepare if it was offered. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if it was offered or not. I have no idea.
And I know about a month ago, we spoke and you had to clarify some comments because some people kind of made a little clickbait where they took, your video on what you said about Khabib, and they're assuming that, he's coming back.
Hey guys, I'm just making this video from Dubai at the Kempinski Hotel where I'm at with my friend, my brother Tim, and I'm just letting you guys know that, stop all this nonsense regarding Khabib coming back and me and him training. There's been no such thing happening. We're not discussing training. We never have. Khabib is still devoted to what he said. He's devoting his time to his family. He's not working people's corners. He's not going to ever fight. To my knowledge, it's never been spoken about. And to my knowledge, he's been here the last few days. He just left yesterday from Dubai. And nothing has ever been discussed about fighting. No training, no nothing. We trained together, actually, but we're doing cardio. We weren't doing any kind of kickboxing, any kind of MMA training whatsoever. So stop the clickbait. Got it?
Khabib not coming back.
No, he's never coming back. He's 35 years old now, and it's like he's not even cornering people, for God's sake. So why is he going to come back? I mean, and the thing that got it was Chael Sonnen did one of his interviews or podcasts where he says, well, he said if he ever trains with Mendez, said if he trains with him, that means he must be fighting. So they show video of me training him over 3 years ago. How the hell is that? It's like, geez, dude, did you at least look and see when the video was taken? That was over 3 years ago. So the comments were, if he trains with me, on the mitts, that's because he wants to fight. Well, he's never trained with me. We've never trained in over 3 years. Last time we did any training was 2020 when he was thinking about it, and it never happened, so it never happened.
Hey, the power of the internet, that's crazy. They'll dig stuff up from like even decades ago and be like, oh, that happened yesterday, or AI.
Yeah, it's crazy how the clickbait they're doing. I go, you bullshit, guys. What the hell are you doing? It's like, stop it. I mean, you contacted me and I did an interview. I said, no, they're not fighting. Cut it out, and they still did it. I'm like crazy. Like, leave it alone. He's not going to fight. Let the guy do what he's got to do. He wants to be a father, take care of his kids, and do business. And he just trained the guys. He 100% trains the guys. They wouldn't be as good as they are on the ground if he didn't get in there and roll with them. Umar is a hell of a grappler because of Khabib. Islam sharpens himself because of Khabib. Usman, his cousin, who's a Bellator champ, same. These guys get to roll with Khabib, and the guys don't understand what I mean by that. When I say they get to roll with Khabib, then you get to see the master teach these kids, and then they're becoming great. That's why all the guys got such great groundwork, because they get to work with Khabib. Not many people get to work with somebody that great. And I've always said it, I've never seen anybody better than him on the ground. That's why I always pick him to win. Why? Because I see what he does. He destroys everybody on the ground.
Fans, they love when you talk about Khabib and his stories. How is he doing?
He's doing fantastic. He still trains all the time, and his attitude's still fantastic. He loves coaching the guys. It's just that, being there in the corner for them, it's just too much for him. That takes away from his family. So he's a family man first, and a coach second, but he's always going to have that in his blood, coaching all the guys at all times.
But I respect that he's always so humble, but yet a man of his word. When he said, he wants to spend time with his family and, with his mom, and he's done exactly that.
Yeah, everything he's said he does. So he'll never return back to fighting. I never see that. But the one thing I do hope is at some point, somewhere down the line, he does come back and corner somebody. I wish that would happen, but I don't know. I don't know if that'll happen.
Would it be Islam or Umar?
I would hope. I would love to see him come back and corner Umar for his title shot if he ever happens. I would love that. It would be awesome for me. But having him there is incredible. But the thing of it is, I'm not so sure we will get that. I will never ask him either. So it'd be something that if he decides to do, I'm going to be all for it. Of course. I mean, who wouldn't want him in the corner with you? The energy he brings, the confidence he brings in the guys. I mean, the experience. I mean, everything. The whole ball of wax of what Khabib is motivates the guys tremendously.
Yeah, and the fans love him, and they miss him, which is why they constantly talk about him and wish that he would come back or even for a grappling match against GSP.
Yeah, he won't even do that. He's not going to come back. They try to get him for a grappling match against GSP, and I actually met GSP for the first time, and what a beautiful guy! Wow.
When was that?
In Dubai. I met him about a month ago. He was down there, and what a beautiful guy. Humble guy. He has a lot of similarities in Khabib, that guy. Yeah. A lot of similarities. Super nice guy. I can see why people that meet him love him, and just we have a huge amount of respect for him because he gives it back. He's like Renzo Gracie in the coaching world. Renzo is like, everybody loves Renzo. I love Renzo. He's just a beautiful guy, just great energy, and humbleness, and it's just awesome.
Yeah, very genuine. Yeah. But you said that they try to make Khabib versus GSP?
Yeah, they try to work that with the grappling thing, but it never went anywhere. It was just a behind the scenes talk, but it was never proposed because it wasn't going to get that way.
And for the fans who love you and can't wait to see more from you, and obviously support Umar March 2nd for his fight here at the UFC Apex, what would you like to let them know?
Tune in March 2nd. You're going to see the next heir to the bantamweight title. It's coming.